Hello my friends and welcome to this X4 Foundation's mining tutorial. I am here in Hatigva's Choice and I am in the heart of an excellent asteroid field. We will be doing today's tutorial with the most common mining ship used by players who are working with the Argon Federation. If I hit M to bring up my map, I make sure my drill vanguard is selected and hit I over here for information. We can go to the ship overview, and what you will be able to see, by the way, in this view, using your mouse wheel will allow you to zoom in and out. Holding the right mouse will allow you to rotate the image to see your snazzy ship better. What you will see is that I have the most absolute basic setup that you can have, because this is often where people are going to start with their first ship. We have an all-around Mark 1 travel engine, well, not a travel engine, but an all-around Mark 1 engine. We have Mark 1 all-around thrusters, Mark 1 shields, the most basic mining drill available. There is a Mark 2, which is much better, but we have the Mark 1. I've got a couple of pulse turrets for defense, and I've got the basic docking software and all of that stuff, and it's only me here on the ship. I do not have any service crew or any other Marines or other such things going on. So once you have made your way to an asteroid field, which, by the way, you will note here on the map, the purple and the red, they indicate that there are asteroids available. If you are in a secure system, you may have officers of the law come to check you out and see whether or not you have anything illegal. And of course, we have nothing illegal in our cargo. But once you are here, what you're going to need to do is be able to tell which of these asteroids is worth having and which is not worth having. To do this, use Shift 2. This will turn on your short-range scan, and you can now see on the map it is showing all the asteroids out here. Nice and handy-dandy. And in our actual view, we can see asteroids of different colors. The orange asteroids have ore. The blue-purple kind of asteroids are silicon. And if we are lucky, somewhere out here there will be a lovely magenta asteroid, which is Nividium, which is what we ideally are after. While silicon and ore will get you a moderate amount when you sell them off, it is Nividium that is your ultimate goal early game, because an entire cargo hold full of Nividium can net you between 250 and 280,000 credits. Now, while you are out here looking around for Nividium asteroids, keep your eyes peeled for flashes on asteroids. And what I mean by that is little dots of light that you can see flashing in the distance, because they indicate clusters of crystals that are on the surface of asteroids. Now, this asteroid right out here is showing a crystal flash right up in its top corner. If you watch up there, you see that flash? That is a cluster of crystals that are on the surface of the asteroid. And since we are already on our way to this lovely Nividium asteroid over here, we're going to make a brief detour to this little dark asteroid, and we are going to see about mining crystal clusters. Now, I'm going to mark that asteroid, because if we get our speed going, this big old honkin' ship has a lot of momentum, and when we try to slow down and stop, we may overshoot the asteroid. And in amongst all these rocks, it can be hard to pick out the one that you were tracking. So, best thing to do, mark it to ensure that if you overshoot, you can find it easily. But once we get up here to that asteroid, we are going to begin to examine the surface of it visually in hopes that we spot a crystal cluster. And there we go. Right there is a purple crystal cluster. Now there are 4 colors of crystals: purple, blue, yellow, and white. The purple crystals are worth the least amount. We're going to left click to select that, and we're going to hit it with our laser by firing our main weapon. There we go, and we've blasted loose the crystals that were in that cluster. Now we're going to move forward, and when we're nice and close, we're going to hold O, which is going to turn on our tractor beam. And there we go. And it pulled all of those crystals into our personal inventory. If you mine crystals, if you find lodestones, or if you find spacefly eggs, they will go into your personal inventory, not into the ship's cargo. But now that we have done that, we are going to make our way to this Nevidium asteroid, 9 kilometers out. Look for the obnoxious magenta colored asteroids, and you've got your Nevidium. Once you have spotted your asteroid and closed to within 2.5 to 3 kilometers, you will be within firing range. Simply bring yourself to a stop and fire your main weapon in order to destroy the asteroid. Now, if you're just getting familiar with the controls for the game, holding down your left mouse button and moving the mouse will change the orientation of your ship. If you then also add your right mouse button, so you're pressing both mouse buttons, this will fire your main weapon. Your main weapon can also be fired with the spacebar, whereas secondary weapons are fired with default key R. You can see that the little white bar that indicates the hit points of the asteroid is slowly emptying out, and when it is empty, the asteroid will detonate and give us a scattering of asteroid chunks. Boom, there it goes. And these little rotating blue circles
asteroid
are chunks of asteroid. What we want to do now is get in relatively close to them. I would suggest getting within 300 meters. And hold down O, and you will begin to draw them in towards you. And just continue to approach the chunks as you see them. Any chunks that are near you but not on your screen will show as icons like this around the edge of your screen. Now you'll notice this last asteroid bounced off of us. What this means is that our hold is full. So we're going to come to a complete stop. And the first thing we're going to do, hit M to open up our map. We're going to choose player information. We are going to go to our inventory, and we are going to check to ensure that we do not have any illegal items in our inventory, like unstable crystals or spacefly eggs. Sounds like we may have someone approaching us to scan us, but if we hit M and we come to our ship information, accessible either through the information tab or by selecting our ship, right-clicking and choosing information, we can look down here in the list to storage, one where, meaning one type of item, and if we look, sure enough, 490 of 490 Nevidium, a full capacity of 4,900 cubic tons of Nevidium asteroid. Well, now that we have done this and filled up our hold, we could of course continue to fly around and search for crystal clusters to mine off of the surface of asteroids. We can also look around and we may possibly see small gray boxes that are unstable crystals, crystals that we have knocked off the surface of something, that like these bandonite crystals here, or possibly lodestones or spacefly eggs, and all of those are collectible items, and they will go in your personal inventory if they show up as one of those items, either crystals, spacefly eggs, unstable crystals, or lodestones. Remember that unstable crystals and spacefly eggs are illegal in most systems. In fact, it may be all systems, couldn't tell you for certain. But if you can get to a station with some spacefly eggs in your backpack, they sell very nice, 10,000 per spacefly egg. And if you combine 25 of them together in a workbench, you can create spacefly egg caviar, which sells for around 1,000,000 credits. So if you're willing to take the risk, there is a high reward involved. Well, what we need to do now is we need to travel someplace in order to sell off these items that we collected. I happen to be in Hatigva's Choice, and I am going to make my way to the Hatigva Free League Argon trading station, where I know I can sell this Nevidium. I'll see you guys there. Alright, so I have flown to the Argon trading station that's held by the Hatigva Free League in Hatigva's Choice. We are approaching to within 7 kilometers so that we can request docking. Shift D
docking granted.
Will put in a docking request, or you can right-click the station and select request docking. We're just going to follow the green docking lights in. And when we get close, we will see a ghost of the ship. If we were manually docking, we'd follow the orange arrows around, line up our center dot on that green circle. We would ensure that our roll left or roll right, was lined up with our top bar, that our orientation left and right was lined up using this gray pointer. This would light up these 2 small green points, and then we would move forward or back with this lower indicator until the horizontal line turned green. Now, I'm fortunate in that this ship has a Mark II docking computer, so I don't have to worry about all of that. All I have to do is get close enough and auto docking will initiate. I'm just going to descend, and auto docking will kick in. Once your skids are on the ground and you have successfully docked, you want to click on the trade button, and you will see here now the trading interface for the station you're at. There's our Nevidium ore. You'll notice we have 490 of them, and here at the station that's worth 549,000 well, I'm sorry, they're buying at a price of 549.20 credits. We could either click the little arrow here on the right or use the slider, but I just want you to notice they're looking for 9,215 units of Nevidium ore. They do not have any Nevidium in stock, which means they will be paying the absolute premium price for Nevidium here. We're going to move the slider over to indicate we want to sell all 490 cubic tons. So click confirm, and you will see waiting for trade to finish. So the trade is happening. We're going to get up out of our seat. We are going to exit the ship, and we are going to go to the traders. The trader will be indicated by a sign like that sign right there, but it will be a shopping cart. and it's somewhere where we can't see it, so we'll take a travel tube in order to reach it. Come on into the travel tube, F to use the transporter interface, and what we'll see is that there are actually 2 traders' corners here. One of them is probably not going to have anyone in attendance, the other one will have a dealer, so we'll try the first one and see whether or not there's anybody behind the counter. And yes, there is. So we're going to come up to this fellow.
Hello.
We're going to use F to speak to him. We're going to tell him to show us his wares. And now we have the trading interface. Again, on the left side will be whatever we possess. On the right side will be whatever he possesses. And the little arrows and sliders in order to transfer goods from one side or the other. We're going to come on down and we'll find our bandonite crystals that we got. And we'll see we have 4 of them. We slide that to the right. And that is 4,000 credits worth of crystals. Confirm. And that's how we sell the crystals. That's how we sell the crystals. That's how we sell spacefly eggs, lodestones, cargo that is personal inventory cargo that we pick up. And there's our ship right there. So we actually were close. It was just on the opposite side of the ship where I couldn't see it. But you can see getting to our ship isn't just a matter of walking over. We've got to be able to get to a place to be able to return to our ship. So there you go. That is the basics of mining. You want a mining ship with a mining laser. You want to use Shift 2, which is your close range scanning mode, to be able to discern which asteroids are the valuable ones. If you get the opportunity, mine yourself some crystals off of the surface of asteroids, and then come to an appropriate station, use the trade function to sell your ore, and talk to the trader at the trader's corner to sell your crystals, spacefly eggs, or other items that when you pick them up, they go into your personal inventory. Alright, well, thank you for joining me for this brief tutorial on how to mine in X4 Foundations. I'll be back with more tutorials, and if not, you may see me in my modded Let's Play, where we were using a number of quality of life mods and alternate starts to have ourselves an adventure as a betrayed mercenary. I'll see you guys there. I'm out. Bye-bye. Sasquatch, Sasquatch, knocking on the trees, chucking rocks and screaming like a troop of chimpanzees. Sasquatch, Sasquatch, running around my place. Are you the missing link, or are you from outer space?